Hello. Hello, everybody, although I think it's probably only me at the moment. I thought I'd do a bit of a What's Up Rokk. As you know, it was a feature of the old show, and I've kind of toyed with it coming back. But to be honest, it's like a bit negative, and I don't really like my shows. I recognise that fella over my shoulder. Look, he's now gone infinite. Well, that's all a bit disconcerting. He's moving out of the way. Sorry about this, mate. There you go. That's better. Nobody needs to see three of them. Look, 3, 4, 5 of us even. Tell you what, I'll turn it off. There he goes. So, how are you guys? I hope you're all well. Hope you're having a good week. It's bizarre. Young Lee of Cloud Gaming Dad fame. It's going to take me a while to get used to that, mate. So I thought I would do this. I might do this every week. I struggle. The screen that you guys are seeing is in front of me, but the camera is there. So I end up looking at myself, as you do when you do this stuff, Lee. As you know, you can't help it because you want to make sure that you're looking okay. And I should be looking at you. And the great thing about doing it with a laptop is those tiny little screens are kind of embedded in the laptop. So you can look at the thing, see yourself, and be looking at the camera. But you can't when you're doing all this stuff. How are you, Unitrix? Unitrix? A wild Unitrix has arrived. So, yeah, I thought... it was time to bring this back because it's been away for too long.
What's up, Rokk?
Of course, that Judgment Day is a bit ominous. Sorry, I was working on the banners for later. I can assure you I've got nothing nasty to say. Raging Jacob, how are you, my friend? Yeah, I'm good. I'm actually okay. Bit tired. I just can't shake off the old winter blues. Lee, Stadia Mania, how are you, my friend? Evening to you too. So this, I thought we would do maybe every week, if I so desireth. Just tell you kind of how are you chaps in the chat, because when I get into full-blown show, it can be quite hard to interact and engage with you. And ultimately, you are the 14th player or the 15th player or whatever it is in the team. So, you guys do make much of the entertainment, particularly for others in the chat. And I don't know if you do this as well, but I love reading chat. I love it when you go back and watch someone's stream and they've switched it on so that it records the chat as well, because it's great. It's like having an extra show going on half the time. But yeah, I'm all good. So a lot of other shows do this. They have this kind of pre-show thing, don't they? And I can't expect my guests to turn up for half an hour before and waffle, but I can certainly do it. So I thought, hey, you know what? I will do. So if you guys have got any questions on anything, as my friends in the chat know, I'm sometimes brutally honest, but in a nice way. I'm nearly out of drink. I've been sat here for half an hour. Today's show has taken me about 4 hours to prep. You won't. To be fair, you guys probably won't notice much of a difference. But I've rebuilt it in StreamYard just to make it a little easier, and I've created a new outro video, which thanks all of my members, all 30 of them. Team Rokk is amazing. And I spot many of you in the chat. Thank you, guys. I think it's one of the biggest Team Rokk membership kind of things out there in our community. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, I have played xCloud Web App Beta, Liam. I played it yesterday. Firstly, I played it on my PC, which is what this is, the rig I'm on here. And yeah, if I wasn't so damned ugly, Unitrix, I would start an ASMR channel. It's very good of you. I might have to just go back to doing voice only. Yeah, so I played it on PC, and it wasn't great. I have to be honest with you. Just actually, I might fire it up and screen share. I played Outriders, which I've actually finished anyway. But I thought, give it a go, see what it's all about. I had played the there you go, just logging in and then I'll screen share. Oh, look, I've frozen. That's great, isn't it? Screen sharing was cancelled. Right, okay. That's awesome. Well, then maybe I won't do that. Look at him. What a gawky looking fella. Don't worry. I had this. I had this yesterday. I think I found the solution. I've been trying all sorts to fix this. I've tried. I've tried different USB ports. I've tried moving stuff from my PC USB ports to their own USB hub, and still it haunts me. So don't worry. I think I have to remove stop camera. There you go. There's young Dan. The reason Dan's there, by the way, GSN, is because as a member of GSN, as you guys know, I get to use the GSN StreamYard. But you can only have one avatar. They're changing all that. They're actually coming up with a new team feature in the summer, which will make life a heck of a lot easier. Right, so let me fire the camera back up again. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. This is another reason why I like to do these kind of pre-show things, because we get to try stuff out. And if it falls over, I have a backup camera. I've been having a lot of issues with this. I use it's a Sony A5100 DSLR for the main camera, but also got a Logitech webcam as well. Hello, Lloyd. Royalty in the house, ladies and gentlemen. My old friend Lloyd. How are you? How are you, buddy? So let's try the camera again. No, I'm still frozen. Nice. Hello. That was my best Keith Chegwin impression. See, not as nice, is it? It's not as pretty, but it's what I can do. I'm back, folks. my entire PC blue screened on me. How naughty. Right, let me just try and get a decent camera sorted here. Okay, look at that. You see, now I can actually true fact. My literally my entire PC blue screened of death on me. And this is one of the reasons I love using StreamYard, because when I was using Restream the other day with Rokk, and I think it was Sammy, and a similar thing happened. I don't know what's going on. I genuinely don't. I come in here every day to try and find out what the issue is. But anyway, I couldn't get back into StreamYard. It wouldn't let me back in. Restream. But StreamYard keeps on going, bless it. So you can just quickly come back in. So yeah, I know I've rebooted Rokk.x. Good show. But I am nervous now because I just created a new tab and moved it over to the other screen, and this went zzz, like zzz, which isn't good. But anyway, we'll persevere. Let me see. I have got somewhere here. I think it's, yeah, here we go. I've got an app that will just allow me to adjust the colors and stuff on this camera, because it seems to be focusing on something behind me. If I move it down a bit, see if that does it. Oh, look at that. An update's ready to be installed. Oh, no, it's not. That's a guaranteed kiss of death. You just get out of here, Logitech. I know, mind you, it might allow me to run without it. So, yes, as I was saying, xCloud is 1080p, but there's a massive, oh, look at that. You see, it went all nice on me, didn't it? It's much better. It's 1080p, but it is quite significantly compressed, and they'll work on that. I mean, they've just hop, skipped, and jumped from 720. Interestingly, though, I don't know if you guys saw this. I tweeted just a couple of minutes before I went live, but they've made Xbox Gold, or you used to have to pay for Xbox Gold if you wanted to play multiplayer with Xbox. But they've now dropped that. It's completely free from today, I think. Which, if you've got an Xbox, that's pretty damn good going, because I think I'm right in saying that basically means now you can have an Xbox and not pay for any of their subscription services, download the free-to-play games, and be completely free, which, fair play, is, of course, the same with Stadia. I know there aren't many free-to-play games. I think there's, what are there now? There's Bomber, Destiny, Crater, I think there's one other, but they are genuine. You don't have to pay Stadia anything to play those, and they will be expanding that library, I'm sure. So it is, and I think they are the only one where you don't have to pay something to play. I'm just trying to think. I think it might GeForce Now. I think you can also play, and obviously PC. So in terms of pure consoles, I guess. So that's all good. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. It was useful, though, wasn't it? Because if I hadn't have done that, I'd have been midstream frozen, which isn't good. But it's great to see so many of you guys in here already. We're just having a little catch up before the show, before Ray joins me. And actually, Ray has joined me. Should I bring Ray in for a little pre-chat? Let's do it.
Whoa, what's going on, man? I'm enjoying some tea, listening, watching the show.
It's not you. I've just got to change my input to headphones, and then I should be able to hear you. I should be able to hear you now.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'm just sitting back drinking some tea. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. So I know you were in the chat, so what I was thinking was that it'd be quite nice to have a little pre-show What's Up, Rock, before we do it.
It's brilliant.
Well, I've seen so many other guys do it really well. And Duncan used to do it a lot, actually. He used to swear by it, and we used to do it on our shows together. It's quite nice, either pre or post show, to talk about stuff that you wouldn't normally want to put out there. We also, guys in the chat, I cut this up and it goes out there as an audio just get myself in there. As an audio podcast, as well as a look at that. You've seen my full residence. Look, I've got my comfy leather chair, and they've got the telly. You never see any of this normally, Ray. Look, we got my little subwoofer down there in the corner. Little radiator over that one. But yeah, so I just thought quite nice actually to go on for half an hour, do a bit of an AMA. We've had a couple of questions which I've answered, and then I died. But I literally, but I was saying to the guys, as you know, the great news about, or the great thing about StreamYard is you can it stays open, so you can come in even if you've been kicked out. Yeah. Whereas with Restream, do you remember we couldn't do that, could we? When you and Sammy were on.
Nope.
Have you got a new camera, by the way? You're looking very sharp.
New mic.
Mike's good.
But I was getting ready to say about your camera. Is it something you think they did something? Because I mean,
it's weird, isn't it? It's
weird.
Is. I don't understand it, mate. Because I genuinely, I've ever since, well, for the last couple of weeks, I've been coming in every day trying to resolve it. And today I took everything out from the back of the PC that was drawing any power. So the power lead from the camera, and I put it all in a separate power block. So the only things I've got in the back of there now are the Elgato Cam Link, the direct feed for this Elgato Wave mic, and my SSD drive. That's and the keyboard. And that's it. There's nothing in there, and yet it dies. It's bizarre. It was fine last night.
Well, this microphone for a year has always made me sound like Barry White, and even when I did tests, it was like, "Hello, this is the side.
Don't go changing."
Oh, yeah. So now I'm glad I finally figured it out.
Yeah.
Because that's why I used to be so close up, because I would use my webcam mic, and now I can just sit back.
I mean, you still look like an Oompa Loompa there. You know, we've just literally got your head. But
you know what? But you know, you're taller than me in real life.
Yeah, I know. I'm taller than me. I am fairly. Well, I'm just under 6'3".
And I'm 5'6".
But I'm shrinking, mate. There's age. I'll just have a look, because I've got my cushion. I love this cushion. Look at this. I'll reveal my cushion. So this is me with my girls, my family. Aww. When we were, as you can see, we were at Disney World or Disneyland, whichever one it is, in Florida. Yep. And I don't know if you can see the date. It's anyway, it was about
July. Is that July?
It was July 4th. So this was literally July the 4th. And that's me, obviously, there. Look,
what year was that?
Oh, it doesn't say, but I'm going to say 2018.
Okay, so guess what? 2018, guess where I was? I was in Disneyland.
Oh, in California?
Yeah.
On July 4th?
My son's birthday is July 31st, so we went and took him out there. So, wow. Yeah. So, wow.
Oh, lovely.
It's amazing.
Yeah. No, we've done that one as well, but that one's almost just like the Magic Kingdom and a bit more, isn't it? It's a sort of a smaller, and we've done Disney, Euro Disney, I think it used to be called. It's now called Disneyland Paris as well.
Wow.
Been there a couple of times. Again, and I think it's the same in Japan. They're more like the Californian one, with, you know, kind of Magic Kingdom and a few other bits bolted on, versus the Florida one, which is just, I mean, they just took over the swamps, didn't they?
It's all about the Star Wars, man. Star Wars.
See, when we went, they were just building it, so we never got to do any of that stuff. And as Lloyd says, it's a small world after all. Folks who'll be here all week, come and play the slots and watch Lloyd Hannison.
Hey, Lloyd, how you doing, Lloyd?
Yeah, I miss you, brother. I miss you. And Lloyd, as you may or may not know, I am bringing Cloudburst back. And you're more than welcome if you ever find yourself in a little bit of free time. I'm going to be bringing it back on GSN, Gaming Source Network. I've just got to sit down with Avery and work out some finer points. But it's going to be my idea is it won't be on the Saturday, Ray. I'm going to move it from the Saturday, and I'm thinking about putting it on after this show on a Wednesday. So what I might do is we'll do Rock and Ray 8 to 9 my time.
Mhm.
Then I'll take an hour break, and then I'll do Cloudburst from 10 to 11, which is a better time, of course, for you guys. So I'm thinking about it. And what I want to do, yeah, exactly, Lloyd. That was Lloyd saying, yeah, because Saturday was family time, and that's absolutely right, mate. It's
well, just that right people. This man works. He works the scripts. He does all the the software and editing and all kinds of stuff.
me?
He busts his tail. It's a lot. He gets up and he does so much, for the community and everything.
At the end of the day, as you know, my mantra is we're here to entertain people.
Right.
I don't do my shows to air my opinions or my grievances or, to whinge or be negative. I never have done. The world's full of negativity. People don't want to tune in and watch somebody else's moaning and misery.
Yeah.
So, I want to make the shows as professional as possible. I know stuff falls over. That's technology for you. Even if it's only less than a year old, it still is what it is.
Clive.
But Clive don't write no scripts. Clive is Mr. Script. I think, Clive, am I right in saying nowadays you spend most of the weekend writing the Monday show? It's not live anymore, is it, Ray? The Clive Monday show?
Yeah.
I know it sounds like I don't watch it. I don't anymore.
I do.
Because I'm not, no disrespect to Clive, but I just try and spend that time with my girls, and I just haven't had a chance.
That's must watch. I watch.
No, I know it is. I'm not denigrating it. I'll go watch it, folks. It's one of the best shows out there. It's just I've seen it. I've worked with him. I've seen what he does. It's all the bloody same, isn't it? It's the Church of Clive. I'm only joking, Clive. I'm only joking. No, it's if you're going to do it, you got to do it right, mate, haven't you? That's how I see it. And I don't do game streaming, because I can't stream and play. That's just the way it is. I can't chat and engage and play a game. It's not to do with
Rokk. That's what I don't do no more, man. I really, honestly, just game by myself and just do some of the stories. I don't do that. It's either watching shows, or being a part of a show.
I know,
and I miss that.
I know, but when did you start? When did you and I? Because I jumped in on your break point, didn't I?
Yeah.
When you it was like the first week, I think, that you started doing Stadia stuff.
Right.
And that was how many? That's got to be getting on for a year now, surely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah.
But you think now, Ray, where you are compared to then, and you were doing the one. You're almost doing something every single day now. And if you're not doing your own stuff, you're promoting other people, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Or you're in other people's shows, or you're playing in their stuff.
There's so many wonderful people that stream and have wonderful personalities like yourself and like Clive and like Lloyd that really, this guy, Raging Jacob, if you guys have to check him out and look at his scare videos, man, I just laugh.
He's in the chat, actually.
Yes, he is. He's a great guy. Shout out to Belgium. And
is he from Belgium?
Yeah,
country, mate. Listen, any country that puts mayonnaise on their fries, they're okay with me. Mayonnaise goes with everything. There's not a food source on the planet that you can't slap a bit of mayo on and it tastes delicious. I see you down there, Mr. Ray's Praise, but I'm not bringing you on yet. You're a special guest. You get your own slot, mate.
Rokk, there was something, I think, last year or right before the pandemic. I went to a place and I got a burrito. It says a burrito and fries. Yeah. And so I saw the burrito on the plate and I said, hey, where's the fries at? It's in the burrito. I said, what? It's in the burrito.
What, and fries were in the burrito?
Yeah. And I've never, and I was like, and guess what else was in there? Mayonnaise.
Oh, yes.
And I
Oh,
was
now
like,
that's the burrito of my dreams.
and so, you know what? At first, I was like, "What the hell?" But you know what? It was actually good.
Yeah,
It was actually
mayo.
good.
I mean, seriously, because I don't know if I've told you this quickly. We got a minute.
Got it.
But I flipped my eating times to try and because I thought to myself, we a lot of people. I know you guys tend to have quite big breakfasts in the States, and we have we have little tiny bowls of cereal over here in the main. But our main meal, as I'm sure is the case for you guys, dinner for you. I call it tea because I'm like very low working class, but we tend to have a main meal in the evening. When you sit down after, you don't do a great deal. You might do a bit of gaming, watch the telly, and you go to bed. So you're not actually working off the calories, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I flipped it, and I have my main meal at lunchtime, which I have to call dinner because I'm very low working class. And so I have my main meal at the middle of the day. Now, the only thing I miss is that my girls have carried on having theirs in the evening. So I don't get to spend so much time around the table because I want to sit there with a lettuce and a sandwich and, because that's what I tend to do. Some days I'll eat nothing from lunchtime until the next breakfast as genuinely for fasting. And then other days I'll just have a sandwich, one sandwich, a couple of rounds of bread, and a cup of soup, which is the thing in the UK.
Oh my goodness.
But that's how I'm losing weight, and it is happening. It's coming off.
I need to do that. So I'm so bad. I'm so
exercise is the best thing, mate.
My gym did open up. They did open up my gym, and I've been getting the letters. Hey, we're open. I'm getting the calls, and I'm like I've been avoiding the calls, but I really need to go. I really gotta go.
I know, mate. That was a lovely little chit chat, wasn't it?
That was
pre-show discourse. We'll maybe try and do that every week. But what we will do now is we will officially fire up. I've got a new outro, by the way.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I shall keep it to the end because that way people can something to look forward to, haven't they? Yeah. Right, let's fire this up. I will see you the other side, my friend. Tiddle pip. And here we are. Hey, as if I'm magic. Hello, my good friend.
Hello, Rokk.
How are you? How has it been since I saw you yesterday?
Yesterday. You know what? I don't even watch TV no more. I watch streams. I built I'm living. My wife is upset. I'm living in a gaming cubicle right here. I got my computer, my microphone, and I basically, this is where I sit.
It's like you've got that little window behind there, and every so often your wife and your son are like, "Is he still in there? Yeah, right, okay,
yeah,
back to Netflix."
Yeah, no, we have like certain time on Saturdays and Sundays is family time. We're getting ready to watch Mortal Kombat is coming out on the 23rd.
Is this a film or TV show?
This is a movie that's actually at theater, and you can stream it. So my son's excited about seeing
that. Is that on HBO or something?
Yes, HBO Max. Yeah.
Yeah, because what we have in the UK is we unfortunately are owned by the Murdoch family. All our media is owned by pretty much them and their mates, and including our main satellite TV service. Yeah. And so Sky TV, which is owned by the Murdochs, they have a channel called Atlantic, which is a mix of HBO. It's largely American shows, but all the great shows are on there. You know, Boardwalk Empire. I watched. I loved that show. So and all the HBO stuff. But of course, we don't get HBO Max, and we don't get the live movies and stuff that you guys get, sadly. But it's okay. I did notice that Amazon Prime are doing it as well. They're starting to do. Watch them at the same time as the mix, which I think is. I've always said it. There are certain movies that you've got to go to the cinema to see, like The Revenant, for example, one of my favorite films of all time.
Wow.
But there are films that, to be fair, you don't need the big movie experience to enjoy the story and cuddle up with the family and watch them. And I'd just as happily pay $5 a head or $10 a head and watch them in the comfort of my own home as I would go and sit there with some bloke coughing down my neck.
Right out here, let's see, my wife, my son, my daughter, the tickets, the food, about that, it's about almost close to $100 just to watch.
Oh, well, I'm sure it's the same in the States, but I know people that manage cinemas in the UK, and they say that they make no money on the films. None. It's all made in the concessions, the candy, the drinks, the hot dogs, all that stuff is where they make their money, which is ludicrous because, quite honestly, you could open a candy store next door and make more money. So why do it?
Well, that's what. Well, okay, all right. Well, that's what we do. So, hey, son, look here. Here's some M&Ms. Here's some chocolate bars.
Yeah. Just stuff them in your pockets.
Now, I had a bag of M&Ms that fell out of my damn coat, and the guy picked it up, and he handed it to me, and he started laughing. I was like, But hey, I mean, it's.
Yeah, you've got to do it. I mean, it's hard times. Yeah, William makes a good point. I mean, that is a film that you definitely want to see with the 400 speaker stereo sound system and the massive. I love the IMAX. Have you ever been to an IMAX? Ray?
Come on, I got one down the freeway. So they got a seat called, I think it's called the D box. Yeah. And it's a chair that like rattles and it has the sound coming up all over the place.
Oh wow!
And you pay for it too. You pay a little extra something for it.
Yeah, but you know what I call it, experiential, Ray. And you go into a Hollister store or an Apple store. They're selling stuff, but it's an experience, isn't it, my friend? Yes. And that's what you go there for. You're prepared to pay a bit more for the experience. And when a brand works that out, it makes money. Anyway, listen, what's this got to do with because it's Rock and Ray and we're chewing the fat.
Movies and our guests.
There may well be a connection there, Ray. You're absolutely right. I was leaning down that road. Good work, my friend. Shall we put a little glint in your eye? Shall we do that?
Oh, yes.
Shall we? And
hey,
he is.
What are we doing?
Dave, movie guy. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well, sir. How are you?
Very good. Yeah, great to see you. Great to see you.
Good to be on. It's good to see everyone in the chat as well. And can you hear me okay, by the way?
Sorry?
Can you... very nearly.
Yeah, we can hear you absolutely fine. Absolutely fine.
Good.
We, as you know, Dave, we bring people in for Brother Ray to praise the great work that they do, not just in the community, and you do great work in the community. Part of the 24-hour stream, raising well over £2,500 recently.
I'm still recovering from that psychologically.
I bet you are as well. Yeah, I bet you are. But also amazing content creators, and you are one of those, without a shadow of a doubt. You're not called Dave Movie Guy for nothing, after all, are you?
No, that was my first. Well, it actually wasn't my first. That was my second, because my YouTube channel used to be very movie-based. It was movie reviews, things like that. And then I think I've told this story before, but then I think it was 2019 November. For some reason, I wasn't happy with what my videos were, the production value of them, and I just deleted them all. And I didn't realise, obviously, you lose all the views as well. So if you look at my analytics, there's like a steady streak, and then it just drops a big triangle. I lost all my videos, all my views. So I've learned now that any that I'm not happy with, I just put on private. And,
just hide them.
Yeah, just hide them from the public.
Yeah,
but it's a learning curve, and you know, I've been doing YouTube for years and years, but I've never quite got there. But now it's just I just stream the games that I play, and I'm part of the SBCN, which is amazing. And I've met so many great people. But I said this on my stream last night. I consider everyone a friend. And it is such an amazing community.
It's almost like, and I'm going to hand you over to my to brother Ray in a second, because this is Ray's slot. But you know what? It reminds me, one of the best times of my life was when I was just playing with a handful of mates, Destiny 1, and then eventually Destiny 2 for years. And every night we'd fire up as a fire team. We'd just be on headsets. We wouldn't see each other, but we'd be supporting each other. We'd be talking. You know, I used to say it was like going down the pub after work in the old days, you know, where you'd have a few, like Cheers, you know.
Yeah.
Where in what's
everybody
that?
knows your name.
Everybody knows your name. It is though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's that thing.
Well,
that's what it's like in our community.
And I think I might have told this story at some point, but I've got a very short-term memory. So there was I remember seeing a story about how, because gamers were always at one time, they were always seen as the guys that sit in the mother's basement and they just sit there with the headsets on and that's it. And there was a guy that passed away from he passed away from cancer, and he was a big online player of Final Fantasy, and thousands upon thousands of gamers from all over the world, they actually held like a funeral within the game, and it went on for 14 hours where they just walked the maps of the game, and it got international coverage in the press. It was amazing. So you know, the gaming community, it's got its problems, but the Stadia community, or the community I'm part of, definitely not. It's an amazing place.
No, I agree. Yeah. So over to you, brother Ray.
Well, thank you. Well, man, you know, you're like my brother from another mother. I love you to death. You're so honest. And people, if you want to just somebody that, you know, I mean, he just tells it like it is, no BS.
I get in trouble for that.
But you know what? You know what we call it out here? We call it keeping it real.
Keeping it real. 100%.
You know, and then and I've always, you know, whether you ever need anything or any kind of talks or anything, and I know, you know, huge shout out to Lee, because Lee, you know, I'm so glad that Lee brought you into
He's the catalyst again. He's there.
I know.
Again.
I know. I'm so glad that he brought you in, because man, I consider you like a brother, man, like a friend.
Absolutely.
And there's things that I can talk to you, because some of the things that you've experienced, I've experienced in my life as well. And so I want to say, you know, without, you know, telling all your business, I'm just thank God everything is just working out for you. And I saw you barbecuing the other day with the beard. Man,
I've not touched the beer yet. That's because I'm off work now until next Tuesday, so that's going to be over the next couple of days. But we've had our 3 days of sunshine in the north of the UK, so I had to crack the barbecue out. We have to. You can't plan these things. You have to wait until the sun comes out and go, right, get the barbecue out, because we've got about half an hour. Throw the meat on, get everything cooked. But yeah, it was good. But I wanted what you've just said about the things that have been going on at home. I won't go into details, but I don't think I would be back home sorting things out without the community, because I got messages off people that I've never spoken to just I'd wake up and there'd be a couple of Twitter messages, and forgive my northern droll accent, by the way, folks, just from people I've never spoken to. I'd seen them in the chats from different streams, but they're just sending out messages of support. And I you know, I've not got that from people that are knowing me IRL, as it's known as, or in real life.
Inland revenue backwards.
Yeah, it is simply amazing, and I think that helped with getting my head straight and being able to come back home and sort things out as it is. So I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity today, and I love you all.
Oh, bless you. But you know, Dave. Sorry, Ray. You know that one of the key things they say that There are more male suicides because men don't talk to other men. That's it, point blank. Whereas women talk, bless them, and they work out their issues and they have a support network. Men, historically have never done that. So they've ended up keeping it to themselves, and then the worst happens. So I think it's so important, and I do this as well. On your show, I talked openly about how I've battled with depression over the last few years, and the key thing is being prepared to talk to people and having people that are prepared to listen.
100%.
Which is what the community is all about.
It is, and I think it's because I don't know if I'm the youngest of all three. I'm gonna make a safe assumption and say I probably am.
Some distance.
I didn't want to say, but we all grew up in the 80s, late 70s and the 80s, where the
well, you did.
Well, you know where I'm going. The stigma.
I saw it. I remember it.
Stigma that men carry is it was get on with it, sort yourself out and get on with it. But I think now with the way the world's moving and we're a bit, we're more liberal and we can open up. And sometimes it's just talk to somebody. And I said it, just anybody. And it's happened a couple of times. If anybody in the community is feeling just having a bad day, just reach out to someone, drop them a message. You'll never ever get a message back saying, "Oh, I can't talk to you today." I've always got my phone on. I'll watch streams throughout the day, and I can always drop a Twitter message or WhatsApp message or Discord, and it's amazing.
It's vastly important, and at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, we are in a male-dominated community.
Yes,
and I would so much prefer that there were a lot more women, but it is what it is. So because of that, we as men are sharing our issues. We're talking out our stuff, whether it's publicly, whether it's privately. And I wouldn't mind betting that there are some guys in our community that wouldn't necessarily be here today if it wasn't for the support that they've had in our community. So, community, that is why I always say this as well. I stream content for the Stadia community. I don't stream it for Stadia because I love this community and I just want to entertain it. It's become very dire, though. I think we should liven it up a bit. This is what happens when we have a 30-minute pre-chat and get all the fun out of the way.
Well, I'm going to end it on this note. God bless you, man. I love you. And, you got a whole bunch of brothers that stand behind you if you ever need anything. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
I appreciate that.
But with that, you're here to get praised on the Rock and Ray show. So let's get it on.
It always works twice. It's got to be done.
Shower me with praise, Ray. Go on.
All right. So let me ask you this. Brother Dave. Why Stadia? Why Stadia?
Well, again, Lee, it comes back to Stadia Dad. Cloud Gaming Dad now. And he has told me why he's changed. He's still 100% Stadia, which is fair enough. But I've always been a gamer since the 80s. Different consoles. Before Stadia, I was a console, PS4 and Xbox One, and I just started to dip my toe in the PC world. I was looking for a Christmas present for my son. He didn't know what he wanted, an 8-year-old that doesn't know what he wants. I knew Cyberpunk was coming to Stadia, and it was probably one of the best options at the time to play it. And Lee hooked me up. And I've been a fan of it ever since. I did buy it just for Cyberpunk, but since then my game library's grown. I've even bought games on Stadia that I already own on PlayStation and Xbox. I've bought Red Dead Redemption twice, so I've spent like £70 on that game.
Same.
But
I bought it yesterday.
I've got more playing hours out of it, online especially with Stadia. Because I never had anyone to play with when I had it on the Xbox. I just did the story mode. That was it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just another string to the bow. It's just something else. I'm not one of these that's exclusive. I openly admit I do still go back to play my Xbox and my PlayStation, and my Stadia, and my PC, and I stream my PC games sometimes. So I'm not an exclusive Stadia, but I do love it. I love it as what it is, the technology. Yeah, there you go.
All right. Thank you. Good answer. All right. Next question. What games do you like to play on Stadia?
I'm very similar to what Rokk plays. I like my cinematic experiences. I'm not much of an indie game player, although I did love Killer Queen Black. So I like games like Red Dead Redemption because the story's fantastic, but also the online aspects of it. And I've just got Breakpoint as well. Tom Clancy's Breakpoint.
Great game.
But the
Good
thing
game.
with Stadia as well is because I'm part of the community, there's always someone online to play with. Always, no matter what the hour of the day, I look on my app on my phone because I'll always go onto the store to see what's happening. And there's always someone online that I'm friends with. And they're always playing an online game like Red Dead Redemption. So it's the online aspect, but also they're starting to get some really good titles that do interest me. Obviously, we talked about Resident Evil Village coming up. I am a big Resident Evil fan. I've played it since 1996. They went off the boil a bit. They came back with Biohazard or 7. And that is a quality game. And I'm looking forward to Village. And I've said I'm going to get Village on Stadia. I am going to get Village on Stadia because I do love the platform and I love them type of games.
I think as well, having experienced most of them, and yesterday playing Xbox game streaming, I think it's called now. I was lucky to get involved in the beta, so I had a little play with that.
Yeah,
and you can't help it, but you come back to Stadia and you realise it is the gold standard.
Well, I was thinking about this the other day, and it would, if someone jumps online, for instance, Lee was playing, I think it was Dirt last week on his Friday show. I think it was Dirt or The Grid or something like that, one of the racing games.
It was Grid, yeah.
If someone had Stadia and they wanted to jump into that game, it would take 30 seconds. You wouldn't have to download it. You wouldn't have to update it. No update patches. You could buy it, and within 30 seconds, you're playing it online with friends.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it for me.
But I think a lot of that is the same in other cloud gaming platforms as well. But the key thing is the quality.
Yes.
I mean, it's indisputable.
Yeah.
I think that's the right word. But, you fire up any of them, and it is the only one that gets anywhere near a 4K quality stream with very little issues.
Features. Throw the features in there because you got Stream Connect, which is
unique.
Amazing.
Yep.
Amazing.
Well, yeah, and that as well is and I'm hoping that they do put a bit of time and effort into the direct streaming aspect of the platform, because it gives a lot of people that haven't got £1,000 PC rigs to do game streaming, and they can do all you need is a headset with a mic, plug it into your handset, and you're off. You're off to the races. And it's giving a lot of people, especially during the crap we've been through with lockdowns and that sort of thing, and it's giving people an opportunity to sort of meet new people and become part of communities essentially. So it's for me, it's still in its infancy. I think they've got a long way to go, and I think they're going to surprise people. Do they handle it the right way every time? Not really, but that's not. I don't make them decisions. I just reap the benefits, and as a consumer, I don't lose.
So what's you've got that the graphic behind you, your logo? There's something. Yeah. What have you scratched out?
It was Codex Chronicles,
right?
And the name came about because I was playing Assassin's Creed one day, and I was trying to think of a new name, and the Codex in Assassin's Creed is what explains what part of the DNA that you're running around in, essentially.
Yes.
And then Codex is a book, and then Chronicles is also another word for a book, essentially. So they sort of don't go hand in hand. So I was thinking, right, what can I do to differentiate? And because my channel is now full of game streams and I do a podcast once a week, I thought I'll just change it to gaming. So it used to say Codex Chronicles, and now I did a spray paint and then put a graffiti gaming over the top.
Love it. I did wonder. And the other thing, while we're on the subject of non-gaming content, you are about to start a new regular show with Ray's Nemesis.
Well, I've been talking with Anthony about this for a long time. We both watched a film quite recently that we both really liked and we both thought needed a discussion about. So it was actually Anthony's idea to do the discussion, but I've wanted to get back into my movie stuff anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to start doing a weekly movie show. I just call it Movie Talk, where I might have a guest on. Lukey, I've already spoke to Lukey about it. Lukey Six, another absolute legend.
Yes.
Yep. Lovely guy.
Basically, at the start of the week, I might pick a movie or a couple of movies and say, if you want to come on, just watch these. If you haven't seen him, or if you have seen him and you can remember him, and then we'll just talk about them for an hour.
But the first film that you were talking about is High School Musical, which is one of my favourites, I have to say, and I think it's a great choice, and I know it's certainly one of Anthony's favourite films.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll leave that there.
Yeah.
The first film you're doing is it's some Lady in the Basement or something.
It's Girl in the Basement. It's called.
Right.
Now, I don't want to spoil the show, so I'm not going to go into too much detail.
No, that's in the thumbnail, folks. No spoilers there.
Yeah. It was you'll have to correct me on this, Ray. I think the TV channels, is it Lifetime movie?
Life.
I think
it's Lifetime movie,
Mm-hmm.
and
it was Time and Life, and then one bought the other one out, and they put the two words together.
Yeah, something. Right. Yeah, and so they do a lot of like true stories based on true events and dramatic sort of stuff. So it was one of their movies, but I couldn't find it in the UK for love nor money, so I had to find it other ways, unfortunately. So I watched it, and I recognise the story. I know exactly what it's based on. You do, as soon as you're watching it, you're like, I know where this was from. But it's a good film. It's a hard watch. What's
the genre? What's the genre? Then?
So it's abuse, psychological, sexual abuse within a family. That's that sort of thing, and it is based on true events. So it's a tough watch, but it's a good film.
Wow. And when's the show?
That's tonight at 11 p.m.
Ha ha! What a timely entry.
Because Anthony's that busy, he does that much.
I know,
like
he's another one.
Trying to pin him down is nigh on impossible.
He's like the Duracell bunny.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he is.
One day on his show, going,
his mouth is like the Duracell bunny.
He's just said don't give too much info, Dave. I tried not to, Anthony.
He's got to sell it. If Anthony was here, here's what Anthony was saying. It's the best show you've ever seen on the internet.
And then the Avengers come in and save everybody. There you go.
Yeah.
11 p.m. UK time.
UK time, so
which is going to be about what's that? 2.5 hours, roughly.
Yeah.
8, 9, 10, 11, something like that.
6 o'clock. No, I don't even know what time. I can't even do this time.
What's 2.5 hours from you in San Francisco area at the moment, Ray? What would that be? 2:30?
Yeah,
about that.
2:30.
So you're looking, and you're 8 hours behind us.
Yeah, because we're 5 Eastern, aren't we? We're 5 hours ahead Eastern.
Yeah.
So it would be 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it's going to be evening, early evening watching if you're down the east side of the state. Yeah. I'm definitely watching that, 11 p.m. Brilliant. That's my bedtime listening, all about abuse and listening to, I don't actually, maybe miss it. Well, no, that's going to be amazing. Really looking forward to that. And hopefully we'll all be guests at some point in the future as well. We'll be lovers of the film genre. Right. Okay. Look, it's almost half of the hour. We ought to be looking at what's been going on in the world of Stadia this week, hadn't we?
Yes,
should we have a look at what's been going on in the news, chaps?
Crank it up.
Crank it up.
The latest news from Stadia.
Right. Latest news from Stadia is that we had a show at 5 p.m. UK time yesterday to talk about this week on Stadia, and it never came.
It was after the show.
Yes, after the show. Thank you, Stadia. So here it is. Well, there was a couple of interesting things. Yeah. We had the confirmation of Judgment, which is coming, I believe, this Friday.
Friday.
Now that's actually that's right up your street, guys, isn't it? I think it's definitely up your street, right?
Oh, I'm definitely getting in. I've honestly never played any of the Yakuza type of games, And so this is going to be great because it's on Stadia and it's a remastered. I came very close to getting it on the PS4, and then I said, you know what, I'm going to wait, and I'm glad I did.
I'd never heard of it until this week.
No, me neither.
And again, I PS4, but I never saw it on there either. But I've watched the trailer, the old trailer, and it does look good. You play a detective, I think, as well, so it's got that detective type of thing, and that's the sort of thing I like getting my teeth into, as well as the action and the fighting. And
yeah, is it remastered for Stadia then? Is it?
I don't. I think it's remastered for a lot of other platforms as well, but I know it's a remastered. I know
so it's a day and date as well for us as in other places.
The remastered is
the remastered. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, that's coming out on Friday for I think they did mention somewhere here. I saw it for about $39, or did I make that up? Maybe it's a bit later down in the. Here we go. Yes. So $40, Friday, April 23rd. Terrific conjunction. It's a nice word you don't often see. Of zany, surreal, and hard-boiled eggs. Tokyo Crime and Punishment comes to life in Judgment, a spectacular detective story set in the Yakuza game universe. Is Yakuza is that a game universe? Oh God, that sounded awful. Or is it a real thing? You know, like
Yakuza is a game.
Japanese gangs, isn't it?
Japanese
so
gangsters.
It's like
real
Japanese
life.
mafia, basically.
Right.
Yeah, but I think the games they've done, like, I think there's 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah,
it's spread out over the years.
Pretty huge. Huge.
Sure.
But also, I don't know if you ever played it, Ray. Did you ever play Sleeping Dogs?
Yes, I played.
It's got elements of that, if you remember that as well.
I sure do.
That was sort of set in the same universe, like the Yakuza going up against the mafia sort of thing. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I love the fighting mechanics that was in Sleep Dog, but this one he's a detective, and it looks the graphic wise and the illustrations look amazing.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing, and Clive just reminded me, actually, I did know all this stuff, it's just I'm getting old. But the interesting thing is it's coming out remastered for the next gen consoles and Stadia. And I remember saying at the time, does that mean that we're getting a next gen quality edition? We'll know on Friday, I guess. But technically, it should be the highest possible quality. So definitely worth a look, I think.
Right.
What's Anthony saying? Anyone who wants GTA, they can get Judgment. Okay, so it's sort of a GTA alike.
It'll be an open world. You could steal a car if you need a car, that sort of thing.
Gotcha. Excellent. Looking forward to that one. There was also they mentioned coming up. It's not actually till May. I thought they were mentioning this because it was like this week, but they're just Destiny's got another thing coming up in May, which they've done a few years running. It's nothing particularly exciting, I don't think. And then the other thing they make a big thing of, which upset me slightly, was that Ubisoft Plus.
Look at this! Wow.
Ubisoft Plus is now available to sign up for within the Android app if you update it. So you can literally fire up your app and sign up for Ubisoft Plus. And as I've read a couple of articles today, and they were saying, this is potentially showing you what Phil Harrison meant when he said they were working more closely with studios to integrate Stadia. So, and also the other interesting point as well, without me moving on to, I'm upset because it ain't anywhere else but America, which I've done to death. But the other thing which is interesting is this now becomes a channel in the same way that Ubisoft Plus exists on Amazon Luna. So with Amazon Luna, you can sign up for Ubisoft Plus and play those games independent of everything else within Luna. Now you're going to be able to do the same thing. You can literally get yourself free Stadia, pay for Ubisoft Plus, and that's it. Just play the Ubisoft Plus games and not pay for Stadia or buy any other games on Stadia. So it's actually quite a big thing when you think about it from that perspective.
It starts today. It started like today.
Yeah, it starts to roll. Yeah, it should be available to all US players by today. The thing that was a shame was that, and I think it's more about brevity of copy than it is a point they're making. It doesn't say available to all US players by April 21st and coming in the near future elsewhere, which is what I was kind of hoping. When I first saw Ubisoft Plus in the headline, I thought, yes, here we go.
I thought the same, man. I thought the same thing. And then
there's lots of guys. I mean, like you can sign up with a VPN and what have you. I know that's been a thing since Ubisoft Plus first came to Stadia. You've been able to do that. But you know, from my point of view, I want to do it legitimately.
Yeah.
And I don't want to run the risk of either Ubisoft or Stadia cancelling my accounts, which technically they can do.
Of thing.
Yeah. So, you know, buyer beware if you go down that road.
Yeah.
But certainly it's great news. It's full integration. I can't believe that they're only going to leave it in the States by having gone through all this. My gut feel, for what it's worth, is that this is to do with a previous agreement with Amazon and Luna. And once Luna rolls out to other territories, it will take Ubisoft Plus with it, and then it will also roll out with Stadia. Whenever that will be, who knows? But it will happen. So them's was the big things on the TWAS, which hopefully there'll be a decent sized one come next Tuesday. Otherwise, I'll be going over this again.
Just make stuff up.
Yeah, well, there's the danger of the show, which is what makes it exciting, because we genuinely don't know what the content is going to be until it goes live.
Yeah,
but such is life. In other news, which we had to cover last night because we had nothing else to talk about, over at our good friends at Stadia. So sorry, Ray.
I finally experienced this. Cloud Gamer 201. He streamed Monster Boy, and he had the crowd play, which you could pick the different items that he can use in the game. So it was actually pretty cool.
So that was so the news essentially is that Monster Boy on Stadia has now unlocked state share and crowd choice. I think I'm right in saying that they stated back when it launched that it would be coming at some point. So it's great to see that now. And as you say, so you've seen crowd choice with Cloud Gamer 201.
Yeah.
And then what he invited you in via the chat, and in you went.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it state share? Sorry, that you experienced.
No, it wasn't state share. It was more like a crowd play. Like we had to pick certain choices, and so there was like money, elixir, certain things in the game,
right?
And it had the percentage of showing 50% here, 50% there. We need one more to break the tie to vote. And he was having a blast. He was running.
That is awesome. So that's like, what's the game that Dominic plays? Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight, yeah.
Because that has a feature where you can choose who you want the protagonist to be in the character, can't you?
Right.
So that's awesome. So essentially within the game, you can throw it out to the audience. What would you like me to do? Do you want me to do this, this, or this? They get to choose, hence crowd choice. Yeah. And then essentially they are taking a role in the game with you, aren't they? They're playing along with you. Exactly. I love that.
Immersion.
Yeah. Now I need state share because I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I need somebody to come in and help me out because I'm stuck on the game.
Am I right in saying, Ray, that with state share, you can literally have somebody solve an issue within your game for you? So it's like handing them over your controller in a sense, as well as challenging them with a copy of what you've just done, as it were.
Right.
So they pick up where you leave it off.
Pick up, yeah. Because there's places I just can't beat. I tried, and so there's other guys that can do it real good.
I'm just reading what the guys have written here. At Stadia Source, your number one source for all things Stadia. New tagline. So for those unaware of what these features do, State Share allows you to take a screenshot or video of your current game session, which will act as a portal for other players to jump into the game, state, and play. They will be on the same level with the same amount of lives, same loadout as you, etc., which is quite cool if you're actually quite advanced in the game. so they get to have all the stuff that you've accumulated that they wouldn't necessarily have got to at that point. See if they can beat your time score or level, whatever the game entails. In the case of Monster Boy, players will be able to take your capture and add it to their own save slot, which is, I think that's unique.
They can carry on playing separately from that.
Yeah,
from
like
that point. That's really
root
good
up,
as well.
fork it off to your game.
Yeah.
It's a sign of things to come for sure, and I love the fact that even after some months after the game has launched, they're still integrating, they're still looking to improve it, and ultimately make it a unique experience on Stadia, which is, as I said earlier, when most cloud platforms allow you now to jump in instantly, you don't have to install updates, you don't have to download the game, and all those things which we've sold forever when Stadia was the only kid in town. There's others out there now, so we have to talk about its unique features.
Absolutely, yes.
And its unique selling points, and in this case it's the gold standard in terms of quality. 100%, no experience like it anywhere else. It's on point graphically, and it's on point from a lag experience. The second is these features baked into games uniquely, and Outriders, if I dare say its name, one of the things that the developers raised on, I think it was on Reddit actually earlier when they apologized.
I read it.
I owe you a credit actually, because it was your link that from your tweet that I went to read it, and they said in that, and I can understand it's still not the best of news, because they're essentially saying, look, there's kind of a patch next week, but there's more patches to come to get it up to the same level. I get that people are upset, but what they did say was that, the key thing about Outriders on Stadia is it has unique Stadia features. It had to run parallel for development, and it still does. So they unfortunately, because it's a unique experience on Stadia, it isn't core development time, and they have to spend that extra time to fix the issues.
No, what else they were saying is like, look, guys, when we debuted this game, we had all kinds of issues and we had to fix it. But don't worry, we're coming back. Just hold on. But hey, we gave you that special feature. Remember, we gave you a special feature. So hey, give us some time. We're gonna be back.
Exactly. And I think an important thing, and I know we've kind of gone off onto a different game, and I was going to cover Outriders patch anyway, but I think it's also important to know that at this moment in time, Outriders is a relatively single experience. There isn't multiplayer. They aren't suggesting there will be any DLC. They're saying they're waiting to see, but they've not come out and said we've got a roadmap. So whether you're playing it at launch or whether you're playing it in 6 months' time, the experience won't have changed a great deal. I've completed it. I've spent somewhere in the region of 70 hours doing the entire game, all 50 side missions, running the expeditions, which are the end games, and doing some farming for legendary. So I've experienced the game and I loved it. I did love it in the end, but it is a one-off experience. So you're not missing out that you haven't got it yet, because it's not like Phoenix or Valhalla where they're rolling out DLCs that you ain't getting exposed to. You can't chat to your mates about the experience because it won't change in 6 months' time, and it'll be fully patched within a month. I'm absolutely certain of that.
Wasn't a game I fancied, to be honest. I
don't know that it's your game, if I'm honest with you.
No, I
Dave.
tried the demo on another platform, and it just didn't grab me.
I don't know that it's...
I go way back. I remember Gears of War.
I get that. Well, that's another series it didn't get me. Gears of War. Tried all of them.
God,
Gears of War,
Halo,
Diablo, Destiny, Anthem. It's like all of those.
But
I have very controversial views on these games. I just don't like them, and people go, and I'm like,
but you know what? Different strokes for different
Absolutely.
folks. Everybody's got their own job. Like, I'll play RPG games and people look at me like I'm crazy.
See, that's my thing.
It's like,
get me into the character. I don't mean to say it like that, but Get right into the characters, right into the world. Immersion is my thing.
Like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed and the
Yes.
stuff that is stock and trade for Ubisoft, which is why I'm more than happy to pay a Ubisoft Plus subscription.
I'd sign
they
up
do
tomorrow.
the games I love.
I would sign up tomorrow for a Ubisoft subscription.
One of my favorite.
Yeah, no, totally. So something else that happened this week, there was an update to the Stadia app on Android. And as you can do with Android apps, you can grab the APK and you can rip it apart and have a look at the text files. By the way, guys, there's no science to it. It's very easy to do. You just literally grab it and take it apart and you can read the text. It's just a ball's ache, to be honest with you, which is why it's good for other people to do it for you. But there are clues in there oftentimes. Sometimes there are mysteries like what was the famous phrase really about what was it? A storm is coming or something. And of course, days later, SG&E was closed down. So I suppose they were making a point. But one of the key points is that Google TV support. Storm is a hailstorm. That was the one. Google TV support is getting closer. Magic. This is so good. There are new features in there that essentially make it obvious that it's just around the corner. What we do have, Ray, is we have Google I/O coming up as well in a few weeks, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
So there are some that speculate that I don't know that, to be fair, in Google I/O they're going to make a big thing of Stadia now being available on Google TV, but they may launch it around the time because the world's looking at Google at that point. Have you got any thoughts on that, guys?
No. Moving on. No, I'm not joking.
That, folks, is why they call him Honest Dave.
No. I honestly haven't. No, I haven't. I don't have a.
That's all right, mate. I
was
hoping Ray was going to jump in with a thought.
I just thought
he'd watch you drown.
This was something me and my friend, like I think I said it yesterday, but this was something that I dream about. It's like, man, wouldn't it be cool if they could just build the consoles and the TVs and we wouldn't have to wait? Because we were waiting, like one time we were waiting in line for I think it was the PS3, and we were just waiting in line at lunch, and it was the line wrapped around the building, and it was cold. Yep. And I was like, wouldn't this just be cool, man, if they could just have we could just get the TVs and have the consoles so we don't have to keep buying consoles all the time.
Have to keep up for the TV. But I think this is the way the world's going. I think this is probably the first step in integration into what you call like interactive home media, because we've got things like Alexa and things like that and Google Dots or whatever they're called, and it's just another step towards it. You'll have your TV will integrate everything. It'll have your movie library on there, and it will have your games consoles in there. I think it's just the way the world is moving, and for Google will be the first to do it.
Hey, look what they did to the phone, man. Like you probably, some of you guys are young, but I used to have a phone with a pea-colored screen, and you dial and you called out. Now look what the phone can do. It's pretty much a computer.
Hey, what? Well, they break easier though than they used to.
We know that
kick them down the stairs.
We know that Stadia is going to come hard baked into the new LG TVs that usually get released around October time. That's already been announced by both Google and LG. And interestingly enough, there's a point here in this article that states, says the last piece of info in regards to how Stadia will perform on specific TVs with a warning text that the Stadia app is not optimized for that specific TV. So by the end of this year, at least one manufacturer will have Stadia hard baked into its brand new TV sets, which is when you think this is LG, one of the largest manufacturers of TVs in the world, and they have bet on Stadia.
Yeah,
to the extent that they're already manufacturing these things with it built in. Which to me, and I've said this since SG&E folded, that for me is a massive indicator that it ain't going anywhere next week.
Yeah,
they're simply looking at new
partnerships.
Partnerships.
Absolutely,
that's the golden word, Dave. You're absolutely right, mate.
It's the smart thing to do, because not to dig up old stories, but when SG&E closed and everybody lost their mind, I was thinking, well, to be a game developing studio takes years and years, and there's no guarantee you're going to make a hit. You have to have a hit to then carry on. Microsoft have tried a couple of times dipping the toe into making exclusives with Microsoft Studios. They've had a couple of half decent games, but leave it to you said it to me, Rokk. Leave it to the professionals. Let them do what they do, and strike the partnerships up. Throw a bit of money at it if you have to, because whatever they were going to spend on SG&E, get on the phone to these people, and if they can do that with an LG TV and, like you say, one of the biggest in the world, then they're not going anywhere.
And they're amazing TVs. I've got an LG TV C8, which is a couple of years old now, but it was TV of the year when I bought it, and to this day, it's still my all-time favorite television. No kickbacks here, folks, but it is stunning. And anything I play on it just looks absolutely amazing. So yeah, it absolutely hard baked in. And we were saying last night, weren't we, Ray? You could almost imagine them launching these new TVs with a Stadia controller and a copy of Madden or FIFA, and it be a massive thing around marketing in the holiday seasons to come. Right. That you've got this console built into a TV without needing a second box. And all of a sudden they cross over to the people that have never got it before. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, I can see why I need this now.
Yep. My wife hates that I have all these damn consoles. She's like, so now that you got a PS5, what are you gonna do with this PS4 and all this other stuff? And I'm like, they're gonna sit there.
That's my collection, darling.
Absolutely.
I'm not
it's
moving.
The boy's legacy.
You actually do the old. You have to tell it. It'll be worth some money one day. That
I tell her that. I told her, hey, when I'm gone, we'll go. Look, we'll go. I'm gonna put that in the wheel. Console.
He's got his massive van full of old consoles. It goes down to the auction house. Yeah. This is all my dad left me. What's it worth? It's about $40 worth, mate. No.
Yeah, half of the consoles won't work on the TVs anymore.
The dog got no house, and I got his consoles. Oh dear, I've seen it all now. Right, we covered Stadia's. We covered Outriders. So we'll quickly move on because time is a running to something else, which will be coming up once I get this done and that done, and a bit of this and a bit of that. And let's press this button. Here we go. Right, now I know we're still looking at the Google TV thing, but that's okay because I need that page. There's no point in going anywhere else. Today's game, suggested by our beautiful guest, who does look like what's that movie star?
Is that Ryan Beckham? No.
Ginger Ryan Reynolds got called.
Ryan Reynolds. There he is, Ryan Reynolds, ladies and gentlemen.
I had shorter hair then. Look at that.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago either. So today's game that we be reviewing is Far Cry 5. Oh yes, I absolutely love this game, Dave. And like you said, this talk about cinematic experience.
Yeah.
Any of the Far Cries, but as the genre, as the IP has evolved, they've become more and more cinematic with amazing stories. And this has a great story, beautiful graphics, great RPG stuff.
Seed family.
Have you played it, Ray?
I beat it. This is one of out of the Far Cries I started from beginning to, and I finished it, and I love it. It's up there. For me, they're just works of art. They are absolutely stunning.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what we do, folks, as I'm sure you all regular viewers remember, is we don't just say, it's got 63 teraflops and it's 4K 0.6 or anything like that. We talk about, is it a game that a casual gamer, anybody with a family or a job or exams to revise for, we don't have the 24 hours a day to play games. So we need to get in, have a quick blast and get the heck out. And do these games fit that mold? We ask 5 questions. 1, how quick is it to load? 2, can you jump back in to the same place you left off? 3, is it easy to play? 4, is it rewarding? And 5, is it good value? So let's start with number 1. Dave, is it quick to load on Stadia?
It is on Stadia.
Mm.
It is on Stadia. I'd give it a out of 5. I'd probably say it's between 3. I'd push it to a 4 because it's really fast for the size of the game and for what's involved in it and for the amount of elements and assets that you've got within the game world. You're straight up and running. Absolutely.
It is stunning. It is very fast. Ray, what did you think?
I gave it a 5. You guys are probably gonna call me a fanboy of this game, but I am me. I love to see. I want them to make a movie out of this game, but I gave it a 5. I can get in really quick. The game is very fast at loading.
I gave it a 4, same as Dave. I think, unless it's stacks on stacks and it's we're in, it's never going to be a 5. But it is very, very fast, and as always, much faster on Stadia than if you play it anywhere else. Number 2, can you jump back into the place you left off?
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, the last time I streamed this, I've forgotten where I was up to, and it spawned me right in the middle of a gunfight. So, and that's where I ended up. That's where I must have died on the previous stream. No, it does, and it'll start you in the story that you left out. You don't even have to click save. You can just shut the game down, and it remembers where you are within the game. So that's a 5 for me, 100%.
Yeah, it is amazing. I mean, all these Far Cry's do that. I'm sorry, but I was watching you drive.
Oh,
and this is no, there's no camera.
No, see, he drives crazier than me.
Well, that was what made me chuckle. Was going back to the last time I watched anybody in this game, and it was Ray in the Saturday Stadia thing that we did, and he was just driving along, killing everybody. It was killing me. It was hilarious. I gave it a 4. You gave it a 5. Ray, you gave it a 5 as well. Sorry, Ray. Ray, what did you think about how you get back into the place?
Dave is spot on. 5. I mean, I've even laughed. There's times I've loaded and there's an animal, because you can also not only the seed family and their goons, but you can get attacked by the wild animals in the area. So I always got left off right where I was at in the battle of a fight, getting attacked by a bear. But 5.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. It's amazing. Dave, is it easy to play?
Once you get past the first, well, it sort of holds your hand, but not for long. It's not like a Red Dead Redemption where it's a 2-hour sort of tutorial. For the first sort of half an hour, it holds your hand. It tells you the basics of gunplay and survival and things like that. So for the casual gamer, it'll probably take a bit of getting used to. But it's a first-person shooter, so it's not that hard to pick up at the end of the day. So I'd give that. I'm like Ray. I'm a bit of a fanboy, so I have to give that a 4. I'd say yes. It's. Yeah.
And if you've played any of the previous Far Cry's, you're gonna feel right at home anyway, aren't you?
If you've played Far Cry or Call of Duty in the past, or any first-person shooter FPS, you'll settle straight in. I think. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm assuming you felt the same way, Ray.
5 people. Oh my god. This game has every element of a Grand Theft Auto, a Call of Duty. I mean, it's first person, folks. Pick up a gun, shoot, level up. There's tons of loot and guns and what I like about this game is it has levels of upgrading.
Yeah.
Your car, your weapons, the explosives.
Your uniform. What you wear.
Exactly. So this is easy. It's a 5.
Totally agree. I gave it a 5 as well. I'm same as you, Ray. I'm an absolute fan.
Oh damn!
See, Dave, but that's good because I think he was meant to be killed.
That was one of the seed.
Yeah, you meant to do that.
Members. So yeah,
that was absolutely fine. The next one is it rewarding?
Well. Again, I own this on previous consoles and I've paid for it again. So for me, 100%. it's satisfying when you play it. The storyline, there's so much to it. So yeah, I give that a 5 because you get you can I know there's a story to follow and you will get attacked, but you can go hunting if you want. You can spend half an hour just hunting an animal with your bow and arrow or whatever gun you want, and it is so rewarding. Absolutely 5.
Ray,
This is a must-have of this Far Cry collection. The Seed family, the music, God, John Seed, when he talks to you and he's speaking religion, and
he almost convinces
he,
you as the viewer that you're like,
exactly, you know.
not watching Anthony.
I look 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay,
I know you gave it a 5.
Love this game. Love this.
It
game.
is. I gave it a 5 as well because the point is that you guys didn't touch on is you craft stuff.
Yep.
So you have to find bits and pieces to make new weapons.
Yes,
and you end up with these most amazing weapons that you think, oh wow, and I think Dave, you hit a really good point. I was so in love with this game, I didn't want to leave the world.
No.
It's gorgeous. It's beautiful.
Yes.
You just get engrossed in it. You can just walk or drive for hours exploring and finding secrets and things.
Yep. There's always
hugely
something
rewarding game.
Absolutely.
If you're into looting and crafting, progression, it's got all that stuff in it. And an amazing story as well. Great story. And then finally, chaps, value for money.
Well, I bought it twice, so probably not for me, but I got it on sale, so yes, but I still probably would have bought this on Stadia because there are certain games that are in the Stadia library that I will pay for just to have them on the platform, and this was one of them. So if it was I don't know how much it is now, but I think I paid about £15 for it, but I would have paid 30 quid for it, 40 quid.
Yeah.
So yeah, value for money for me because I'm playing it again. And I've already played it once. And completed it.
Out of 5?
5.
You go for 5. Right. Ray?
Definitely a 5. This game, the story from beginning to end and all the different seed people that you had to take on in their bad. It's just amazing. Get it. It's a 5. A 5.
Wow.
5. The ending is amazing. It's amazing. I won't spoil it, but it's a great game.
Well, chaps, I gave it a 4 because the only time I tend to give a 5 is if it's free, and then it's a Stadia Pro game. But even at full price, as AAAs go, for me, this was worth the money. I spent hours in this, and then of course there was the follow-up to it as well, which I've
New Dawn,
which takes the story again. It expands the universe. It takes it off, and
I was disappointed with that, but we're not going on to that one.
Dave.
No,
I loved it, mate. Oh, Dave.
No,
anyway, we're not reviewing. We're not reviewing it, so that's not a problem. So let's see what we got here. Then I'm just going to tot up the scores. So Rokk came in at 22, which is a very respectable score, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, as we say, Ray, anything over 20 is a must buy.
Right.
Ray came in with a full house, a full deck of 5s, so he's 25. And Dave wasn't far behind with 23. So that makes today's game one of the highest scorers of all the Rokk reviews.
Good taste,
and it
that's
is
why.
that good. Yeah.
Sorry,
absolutely.
Saying it like it is again. Don't want to upset anyone.
No, it's great. It's absolutely great game. Well worth buying. Awesome. And we've enjoyed watching Ryan Reynolds there playing it as well. It's been an absolute bonus.
There you go. There you go.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we've hit the 9 o'clock point in time. We actually did pretty well on timing there. So we'll just get rid of that banner. And we'll get rid of that banner because we don't need all of these. And we'll just do our usual thing of running around and saying goodbye and finding out what you chaps are all up to and everything. Starting with you, Ray, as you're right beside me.
Sure. Well, guys, please always watch me on Rokk and Ray. Also, I work behind the scenes at the SBCN. I do a lot of promoting, a lot of recruiting, trying to find talent. Also, I got a couple of shows coming up, working with my good friend Stadia Pro Gaming, William and Jeff. We're doing Retro Rewind. We got a whole bunch of guests. We even got a CEO coming down the road. I'll let you guys see that show later. And that's about it, guys. Just catch me game streaming. I tweet when I'm streaming. I stream, I got a podcast I do on Monday nights, but I stream on Saturday and Sunday nights. And Tuesday I do Luna. I was in a food truck cooking fish and chips.
Were you?
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
You would love. Look, I was in you get a food truck and you got people that come, you get the orders and you got to prep it. The food looks really realistic and you just cook it.
Ray, I'm fasting, mate. Stop it.
I know, it's making me hungry now as well.
Ray is the godfather. He's not just even the godfather of SBCN. This guy, if he's not tweeting his own shows, he's promoting the heck out of
I was going to say, Ray's the most selfless person I've come across in the community, and that's not to knock on anyone else, but he's always shouting other people's shows. But you know what I mean, though. He just does it. You don't even. I'll see him tweet my stream out or a show out, and it's like I don't even ask him to do it, and he just does it, and it's amazing.
No, he's a lovely fella. It's almost like he's in the room with us. You feel like he's with you all the time, don't you?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So then down to our praised guest, the lovely Dave.
Thank you.
Dave, what are you up to this week, my friend? Well, I know what you're up to in a bit.
Yes. Well, tonight is the first episode of a show that I'm launching called Movie Talk, where I'll be joined by Anthony. We'll be talking about a particular film called Girl in the Basement, but I'm going to make that a weekly show. So that's not SBCN or Stadia. So I don't expect everyone to drop what they're doing and come and watch, but it'd be nice. I stream for the SBCN on a Tuesday. I've started playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which I got on sale, which is on sale now in Stadia Store. I think that's it. And I sometimes stream when I've got some spare time, play a game or two off the PC. But other than that, but they're my two main ones. So a Tuesday and a Thursday.
And I love the fact that you're back, mate, as well. That's great to see you back.
Thank you. It's good to be back. It is good.
And I don't think you've got a droll northern accent. I love your accent, by the way. So don't let anybody tell you different.
Eli made me laugh. He said in my stream on last night that he loved Stadia Dad's accent. And I said, well, that means you must
same as yours.
Yeah. What you mean is you love his voice. Because his accent is literally, we grew up in the same town. We grew up 5 minutes away from each
identical.
Other. So it's a different voice. So I think my northern Macclesfield droll.
No,
people get used to it though. People get used to it.
I should, by all rights, have a really thick Devonian accent. Yeah, because that's where I've lived my entire life. So I don't know where it went. In fact, I'm playing golf with my dad in the morning. Bless him. Like an old man's game of golf. And he literally has the most rural accent. One day I'll get him on because nobody believes me. He's all right, everybody, liver. Yeah. So I'll meet you down at the golf club. Then make sure to bring your best clubs, boy, would he? Nothing like me. Dave, it's been an absolute pleasure, my friend, to have you on.
What's the movie you're reviewing again?
Girl in the Basement. It's not a review, it's a discussion.
High School Musical.
Discussion. Okay. Guess what? I got a story I'll tell you someday. It's called Mom Caught Ray in the Basement with a girl in the basement. But that's
I probably know the ending to that one already.
Oh dear. As long as Anthony wasn't there, that's the key thing. The last thing you want.
We've avoided that. We've avoided that all show. So.
Yeah. Yes, we did. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on, my friend.
It's been great to be on. Thank you very much for having me.
You're an absolute diamond. Thank you. Well, I'm Rokk, and you can find me on Twitter at Rokk Show. And here on this channel, Tuesday nights, we do the This Week on Stadia review as Rokk's blog bash. I'm also a part of the GSN, the Gaming Source Network, and I'm working on some stuff with those guys, and hope to have that coming out next month. And I'm also working on another new show for this channel, which it's in its embryonic stages, but it's not going to be about gaming at all. Actually, kind of, but not quite. So watch out for that. Guys, as always, been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. We love you to pieces, all of you. That's the two of you in the plural sense. I'm going to play the new outro now. This is new to the world. Actually, I wouldn't get excited.
Can't wait.
It's nothing special, but it does feature my good friends here as well, because they're lovely chaps. So we get rid of me. You don't need me to be promoting the heck out of me. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, thank you so much for entertaining us as well as us entertaining you. It's been great to see you all. Thank you so much. We'll be here again, Ray and myself, next week, next Wednesday, with another guest to praise. Have a fantastic week, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care.